And we jump into our super wildcard picks. We begin with the first game on the slate, 4:35 p.m. on Saturday. The 7-seed Seattle Seahawks travel to 2-seed San Francisco 49ers. The Niners are 10-point favorites, open as 10-point favorites. Over-under in this game set at a low 43. My main question in projecting this game and looking at this game on the slate is how, in good conscience, could I or anyone really bet on a third-string quarterback in the first round of the NFL playoffs? In the early game, the sloppiest game, we always know this is the Shakey's game. If anyone listens to the Bill Simmons podcast or is or once was a listener there, the Shakey's game is where he and his fantasy football league go to this weird, disgusting pizzeria in the Los Angeles area, and they enjoy the Shakey's game, which is typically an AFC South matchup with some of the worst teams or some of the worst quarterbacks playing in prime time, getting their moment. This is the game that we would typically have Mitch Trubisky or the Bears here. Just bad teams usually playing in this early Saturday game because nobody's watching it. Everyone's at birthday parties. They're enjoying their personal lives. And now we get the Seahawks, a divisional matchup, and the Niners, Geno Smith versus Brock Purdy. My question is really, how can you bet on a third-string quarterback giving up 10 points in the playoffs? I know Brock Purdy's played impressively. I know he's done really, really well. He was Mr. Irrelevant, but despite that, led his team to a 5-0 record as a starter. Some guys on his own roster were hyping him up as potentially being Offensive Rookie of the Year because he just stepped in immediately and really elevated this team. He's playing better than Jimmy Garoppolo was. He's playing better than Trey Lance was. And obviously, Trey Lance really didn't get much playing time to establish himself. But Purdy has been impressive from the moment he stepped on the field and taken command of this Niners offense. Now, let's not deny that the circumstances of what Brock Purdy stepped into were pretty freaking good. He gets Christian McCaffrey. He gets one of the most innovative offensive minds at head coach, at play caller, and this running offense is just destroying teams. They have Elijah Mitchell, a guy who was just a problem last year. He's essentially their change of pace back now because Christian McCaffrey sometimes gets tired from catching the ball and running over a million guys and slipping through screens and doing all sorts of crazy things. Brandon Ayuk has been a stud, a revelation for this San Francisco 49ers team. Kyle Shanahan attempted to bury him last year despite an impressive rookie campaign. Now in his third year, it feels like this guy has stepped into a role of a true number one receiver with Deebo Samuel missing time. It's almost shocking to me. I mean, I don't even know how to really articulate it, just how shocking it is that the San Francisco 49ers have lost their number one quarterback, their number two quarterback, their number one receiver, at one point their number one running back until Mitchell came back here, and haven't really missed a beat. I know that having handled their business the way they have over the last month, people are really keen to see them destroy the Seahawks here, especially a Seahawks team that looked really rough against a Rams team that everyone thought was going to quit. Not us, though. Not us. As we talked about last week, the Rams had some chutzpah left for the Seattle Seahawks defense and offense. Now, Geno Smith heads to San Francisco, his first playoff game as a starter. The question on everyone's minds in Seattle and around the league is, can Geno keep that magic alive? He's looked spotty at times over the past several weeks. He has not looked to be the same guy who's made those unbelievable arm talent throws throughout the year. Even last week, we saw him throw a bad pick, first play of the game, and then another dropped interception and another terrible interception later in the game to Jalen Ramsey. And then in between those, we saw him make one of those 1%er, one of those truly elite throws to Tyler Lockett for a long touchdown. So Geno giveth, Geno taketh away. Now he has to play the number 2 seed San Francisco 49ers, a team that is fresh off essentially throttling every team in their way for the past 5 or 6 weeks. A team that is as hot gets. And now you're expecting me to bet on Geno Smith, a guy who almost got embarrassed by the Rams in a must-win game? The answer is yes. I love the Seahawks here. I love the Seahawks plus 10. I'm going to probably sprinkle something on the Seahawks to win this game outright. Because think about it. The Niners are really good, right? They're a dominant roster. They have a great head coach. But we're still betting on Mr. Irrelevant, the last pick in the NFL draft, a 7th-round quarterback. We're still betting on him to cover a 10-point spread in the NFL playoffs. This is not some nothing time. I know that Kyle Shanahan takes care of Pete Carroll. Pete Carroll really struggles against the Niners team since Shanahan took over. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me because I cannot, in good conscience, bet on a backup quarterback on a 10-point line in the first round of the NFL playoffs. So I love the Seahawks here, plus 10. I'm probably going to bet on DK Metcalf anytime touchdown scorer. That guy he hasn't touched pay dirt in a little while, and he is due. Red zone targets are one of those things that are typically transferable week to week, so you can bank on those, and I love those as a projection for this week. So give me the Seahawks here, plus 10. Love the Seahawks on the road. I cannot bet on Brock Purdy. That may bite me. I may regret this, but going into this week, I'm not hopping on the public line. I'm not buying into the Niners narrative, and I just do not want to fade Geno. I want the magic to continue. I want Geno. I want anytime touchdown score with DK Metcalf. Give me the Seahawks plus 10 here.